Everyone knows Tupac. The music, the anger, the poetry that sounded like a warning shot. But did you know the state tried to destroy his mother before he ever took a breath? Afeni Shakur was not famous in 1971. She was targeted. Known then as Alice Faye Williams, she was a leading organizer in the Harlem chapter of the Black Panther Party. She worked on community programs, political education, and tenant organizing. That alone made her dangerous in the eyes of the government. J. Edgar Hoover had already labeled the Panthers the greatest threat to internal security. What followed was not law enforcement. It was war. In April 1969, police launched coordinated pre-dawn raids across New York City. Doors were kicked in, homes were trashed. 21 Panthers were arrested at once. The charges were explosive by design: conspiracy to bomb police stations, department stores, and public buildings. The goal was not conviction, it was disruption, fear, and removal. This case became known as the Panther 21. Afeni was pregnant. She was denied bail. She was held at Rikers Island under brutal conditions. Lights on at all hours, limited medical care, constant surveillance. Guards assumed guilt. The press repeated police narratives without evidence. The state expected the Panthers to collapse under pressure. Instead, Afeni studied. She spent months reading law books, transcripts, and criminal procedure manuals inside her cell. She learned how conspiracy law worked and how the state used informants to manufacture intent. When defense attorneys withdrew due to intimidation and funding pressure, Afeni made a decision few ever dare to make. She would represent herself. In court, she was calm, surgical, and fearless. She exposed that the prosecution had no physical bombs, no weapons, no fingerprints, no real plans. The case relied almost entirely on informants. Afeni revealed that the most aggressive voice pushing violent action inside Panther meetings was Ralph White, also known as Yedwa Sudan. Under oath, it became clear he was an agent provocateur encouraged and protected by police. The violence was not organic, it was planted. Afeni forced the jury to see the pattern: infiltration, provocation, arrest, media spectacle. She showed that COINTELPRO was not about safety. It was about crushing movements before they could grow. After 8 months, a jury returned verdicts of not guilty on every single count. 156 times the state was told no. It was one of the most complete courtroom defeats in modern U.S. political history. 30 days later, Tupac Shakur was born. He grew up hearing this story not as mythology, but as instruction. He understood surveillance, he understood betrayal. He understood that the system does not need truth to destroy you, only power. That knowledge lived inside his lyrics. Afeni later struggled with addiction, another casualty of sustained state violence and trauma. But she survived. She got clean. She fought to control Tupac's estate after his death, keeping corporations from erasing his message. She founded the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation to give young people what the system denies them: voice, art, and truth. Afeni Shakur died in 2016, but her victory still matters, because the same tactics exist today. The same infiltration, the same criminalization of dissent. Afeni proved that knowledge is a weapon and courage is contagious. Tupac did not come from nowhere. He came from a woman who beat the United States government while carrying him inside her.